Hello and a warm welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. All is now set for the new Global Financial Pact Summit slated for June 22nd and 23rd in Paris, France. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Usman Jibrila reports that part of the preparations is a high-level meeting led by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on what Nigeria stands to benefit from the two-day global summit. Details in subsequent bulletins. British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has lauded the courage of President Bola Tinubu for removing fuel subsidy, describing the move and other economic policies of the administration as the right step forward. He said this after meeting with Vice President Kashim Shettima at the State House, Abuja. The British High Commissioner informed State House correspondents that the meeting with the Vice President was fruitful as it focused on how to ramp up bilateral relations between the two countries, particularly in the area of boosting economic engagement under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. Nigeria, he notes, has taken big economic decisions that have not only been noticed around the world, but holds a lot of potential for foreign investments.
And I was in London last week. I was briefing my ministers, but I was also talking to British business in the finance, banking, investment sectors. And they are responding very positively to these first decisions. We know that there are tough times that are going on at the moment, inflation and unemployment. And the Vice President and I also touched on some of the measures that might be possible to cushion the blow of some of these economic pressures. But I think the big issue is that these reforms help put Nigeria on a higher growth path. They will attract more investment, and the United Kingdom and the City of London sees Nigeria as a big opportunity going forward.
Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has congratulated the new National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the service chiefs, as well as Acting Inspector General of Police and Acting Controller General of Customs on their appointments by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Speaker, in a statement by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, says the appointments were in the best interest of Nigeria and Nigerians. Tajuddin Abbas expressed optimism that the new appointments, which are subject to the approval of the National Assembly, will rejuvenate the security architecture in the country and make the institutions work better. He lauded President Tinubu for taking the bold decision, which he says places the current administration on a sound footing. The Speaker urges the appointees to bring their wealth of experience to bear in their new assignments so as to turn things around in the security sector. The Allied People's Movement, alleging multiple nomination of Vice President Kashim Shettima as the running mate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the February 25th, 2023 presidential election, has closed its case before the Presidential Election Petition Court sitting in Abuja. The petitioner called only one witness, Aisha Abubakar, who deposed to 5 statements on oath in support of the petition. The petitioner equally tendered 7 batches of documents obtained from the Independent National Electoral Commission in aid of its petition. The court admitted in evidence all the documents tendered by the petitioner. During cross-examination, counsel to the APC, as the second respondent in the matter, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, tendered the Supreme Court verdict delivered on 26 May 2023 on the alleged multiple nomination of Vice President Kashim Shettima. Aisha Abubakar told the court that she was aware of the verdicts of the Apex court. Counsel to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima, Wale Olanipekun, SAN, made the witness to read some paragraphs in the Supreme Court verdict in the open court. All the respondents in the matter, INEC, APC, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and Kabiru Masari also closed their case without calling any witness. The Presidential Election Petition Court, led by Justice Haruna Simon Samani, adjourned the matter to 14th July 2023 for adoption of final written addresses by the parties. The Presidential Election Petition Court has adjourned hearing the petition filed by Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party to Thursday, 22nd June 2023. So far, the petitioners have called 25 witnesses as well as tendering various documents. The petitioners are expected to close their case on Friday, 23rd June 2023. The Labour Party and its presidential candidate in the February 25th, 2023 elections are presently taking their turn before the Presidential Election Petition Court. Labour Party has equally called 8 witnesses. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting in Abuja has reserved ruling in the bail application of the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to July 13, 2023. The presiding judge, Justice Hamza Muazu, gave the order after the arguments of all parties in the matter. Emefiele, through his counsel, is challenging his detention by the DSS and denial of access to members of his family and counsel. Counsel to both the Department of State Services and the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation opposed the bail application of Godwin Emefiele. The respondents told the court that Emefiele is a flight risk. Counsel to the respondents equally argued that the suspended CBN Governor was being detained on the order of the Chief Magistrate Court of the FCT. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says his mandate is to enhance the legislative arm of government to promote a pan-Nigeria project that will promote political stability and create necessary network for good governance. This was when he led some members of the 10th House of Representatives to a thank you visit to the progressive governors. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
The Progressive Governors Forum, like other stakeholders, has supported the choice of Tajuddin Abbas and Benjamin Kalu for the speakership and deputy speakership positions of the 10th House of Representatives. This is a thank you visit to the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, in view of the strategic role the APC governors played towards the victory of the Joint Task Team.
But you have set the ground now. It is up to us to really start the Nigerian project. And we are very ready, we are very willing to do the job the way it should be done. We'll be part of this renewed hope with you, with Mr. President, with all Nigerians. We are willing to deliver.
God will give you the wisdom, knowledge to work together, not to betray Nigeria, but to work collectively to advance the cause of our history and development. So at the end of the day, history will vindicate all of us. What is important is that at the end of the day, we can sit back, beat our chest, say at least we were part of the history.
Governor Hope Uzodinma urged members of the Joint Task Team to collapse their campaign structure and carry along all members of the House of Representatives to provide the necessary legislative support as critical partners in delivering the renewed hope mantra for the good of the citizens. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
In the meantime, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party says it remains one indivisible, strong family. This was at an interactive meeting of the party's National Working Committee and selected members to deliberate on crucial issues in the party. Timothy Yusuf reports.
This is the first official interactive meeting of PDP members since after the conduct of the 2023 general elections. It affords members the opportunity to review their performance in the elections and forging the way forward.
Anybody that is in this hall today is in this hall by the virtue of the fact that he meant well for this party.
Frankly, I didn't expect that we still have this number in our party. I want to congratulate all of us that we have faith in this party.
The word of advice to party members not to despair, but keep their faith alive in the party remains the central message of the meeting.
This meeting is not a National Executive Committee meeting, but an interactive meeting with the aim to jumpstarting a reconciliation process.
Some former governors and leaders of the party from across the country attended the meeting. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Professionalism and code of ethics are key in broadcasting. In the light of this, leadership of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association are in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, to partner with the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. Adebola Brooksland Sunday reports.
President of the association, Sese Sunkwa Mills, led the three-man delegation to the meeting with key members of the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. The gap created by technological advancement and the old ways of doing things prompted the technical working visits to Nigeria by the Ghanaian broadcasters to share knowledge and experience.
I've been quite slow in terms of moving these laws to take care of these spaces. So it has created multiple challenges also in terms of the industry growth.
Chairman of the umbrella body for broadcasters in Nigeria, John Ugbe, highlights some areas of collaboration between the two bodies.
Through training, we've deepened knowledge, we've built capacity, and we've rewarded the best.
The visitors were also at the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria for insights into the workings of the council.
We have promised that we'll take this forward, but engaging them further and then providing a support as a movement agency to them.
We're going to compare notes because we'll look at the way they are implementing it here, because BON is a bigger organization and even includes the public broadcasting, which is NTA. It gives a broader and a stronger view and voice.
NTA's Executive Director of Engineering, Ije Osagie, assured Giba of better collaboration.
NTA has come a long way, a lot of experience, a lot of trainings, and from their weight of experience in the industry.
Giba is the umbrella body for all private-owned and operational radio and television broadcast organizations in Ghana, duly authorized by the National Communications. Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
It's now time to join Adiola in our Lagos Network Center for trending stories from that zone. Over to you, Adiola.
Thank you, Ifoma. For the renewed hope agenda of the current administration to be implementable and felt across communities in the country, it has to cascade down to the states, getting a firm hold on governmental drive and provisions. This will require the readiness to tap into the action plan of ministries, departments, and agencies at all times to the advantage of states. Experts made this view while x-raying areas the states could fast-track development in their domain with the action plan. Danrik Belay has the details.
According to President Bola Tinubu in his speech,
The Renewed Hope Action Plans outlines goals for a greater economic growth, food security, and active digital economy where young Nigerians will fulfill their dreams. These goals is in the unfold of the President's mission map in areas such as security, economy, agriculture, oil and gas, transportation, education, healthcare, digital economy, sports, entertainment and culture, youth and women empowerment, social programs, judicial reforms, federalism and decentralization of power, and foreign policy. To demonstrate his commitment in different facets of national development, President Bola Tinubu had removed subsidy, signed the electricity and student law into law, and unified the nation's exchange rate. For this to translate into wealth creation at the grassroots, experts say state governments must position themselves to be able to tap into these programs. For instance, Lagos, being the commercial nerve center of the country, is expected to equally key into the direction.
A stable foreign exchange regime will of course be of advantage to Lagos State. How? Because you're helping to create a new ecosystem, a new forest ecosystem, a new economic foreign system, which will be attractive to investors across the world.
As President Tinubu is doing what he's doing, the states should look into it and also, own it, disseminate the information properly, and also even at the local government level, do the same thing.
There's this question of how ready are the states to tap into the Renew Hope program and implement it in their states. Experts are saying they have to first internalize this program into their states and collaborate with ministries, departments and agencies that are in charge of the program. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
And now to the environment. In the era of climate crisis, mitigating flooding associated with rainfall, environmentalists insist, requires pattern mapping, strategic environmental policies, enforcement systems, and attitudinal change. Again, Larry Bileyi reports that the experts also examine the effects of the flood in Nigeria.
Whenever it rains, particularly over a period of time in Lagos State, residents hold their breath and keep their fingers crossed as they watch out for flash floods. Some of the factors that aggravate the devastating effect of such intensity of flooding are not new to residents.
You see some people carry their dustbin, they pour it inside the gutter. And they know if that gutter they will block the gutter, and they don't care.
People don't care. They drop their refuse anywhere they like. So when the flood now come, the whole water will carry those refuse and block the gutters, and the canal will be filled up with all this rubbish.
Environmental experts believe a paradigm shift is pertinent. Both government and the people need to change their approach to environmental issues.
Based on experience, we now involve the communities. That yes, we're here, we're cleaning your canal, we're cleaning your channel. You have to own what we're doing. It's your money we're spending. You need to monitor the channel and ensure it is not clogged.
We have cleared most of the areas that used to absorb this water. We have concretized them. We have paved the roads. We have built houses. We have made this water to, as soon as they fall, to run off, not to be sinking to the ground anymore.
For the experts, effective management of flooding in the era of climate crisis will involve structural solutions that include expansion of drainage channels, empowerment of environmental health officers, improved urban planning, and enforcement of laws to ensure natural waterways are preserved. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
And that's it from here. We will take a break now. Nationwide will continue with Ifeoluwa in Ibadan when we return. But before then, do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Stay with us.
We shall defend the nation from terror and all form of criminality that threaten the peace and stability of our country.
Security shall be top priority of our administration, because neither prosperity nor justice can prevail amid insecurity and violence.
We are Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. We are political parties. We are the pathway to political power. IPAC, in line with its core mandate, is carrying out a review mechanism for elected political office holders. Performance of the President of Nigeria, state governors, state and National Assembly members will be assessed comparatively. This will trigger healthy competition amongst our elected politicians to deliver dividends of democracy like good roads, good health care delivery system, good schools, full employment, security, and so on. This prestigious program will soon be shown live on television stations across Nigeria. IPAC, deepening and consolidating democracy.
It's it's life. Once you lose hope, you lose life. Once people get lifted to a certain level, they start feeling godlike.
What would you attribute this backwardness in education to in the north to date?
I feel
what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
The program is reflections.
Education stimulates critical thinking, and getting it early enhances creativity. So, pick up a form and enroll your child today at Baldom International School. Admission is in progress from early years to primary and secondary school. Hard work in the pursuit of academic excellence and moral discipline are our watchwords. We emphasize computer education because we know its relevance in the globalized world economy. Our science laboratories are up to date and conform to best practices. Our library is stocked and conducive for research. Baldom International School, located in the cool and serene Maitama environment, where we build character and inspire visionary leaders.
Welcome back. Now, determined to deepen, enlightening and stakeholders' engagement, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is holding the first legal councils of oil and gas to enable the smooth implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. The essence of the engagement is to further deliberate on the current legal framework for the Nigerian oil and gas industry as intended by the PIA 2021. Lydia Sampson reports that it is also to present clarity and insights to the sections of the law with diverse and different interpretations.
The PIA is intentionally designed, amongst other key objectives, to create two distinct but complementary regulatory entities, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. It is to deepen the industry's legal practitioners' understanding of the authority's power, function and regulations by providing clarity on perceived regulatory overlaps between the authority and the commission. In addition to promoting gas utilization through deepening of midstream operations, unbundle the composite licensing regimes to encourage more participation across the upstream, midstream and the downstream value chains. This can attract local and foreign investment to sustainably grow the oil and gas industry for the host communities and Nigerians. NMDPRA says it is imperative that as co-implementers of the Petroleum Industry Act, the organization does not lose sight of key objectives and deliverables of the PIA, which took over 20 years to develop.
We are aware that stakeholders and potential investors require regulatory clarity
to drive investment decisions and guide operations to ensure compliance with legal provisions and prevent reputational damage. Regulatory clarity is also beneficial to the regulators as it will allow both entities to focus on their mandates as intended by the law for the benefits of the industry and Nigerians.
The meeting of legal counsels in oil and gas will discuss value chain propositions in a deregulated market and provide a way forward for seamless operationalization of the objectives of the PIE. The key players agree that it might take a while to fully adjust and change the modus operandi, but that meeting the objective of the PIE requires complete commitment from all stakeholders. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
June 21 marks the 2023 summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, experiencing the most hours of sunlight. Onange Fineface reports that solstice is an astronomical season indicating when the sun is farthest from the northern and southern hemisphere. Planet Earth gets the most hours of daylight on this day because of the position of the Earth in relation to the sun. It occurs when the Earth's geographical pole on either the northern or southern hemisphere becomes most inclined towards the sun. When the summer solstice takes place in the northern hemisphere, the sun will reach its highest possible point. As a result, the day on which the summer solstice falls will have the longest period of daylight of the year. Around the time of the summer solstice, areas of Norway, Finland, Greenland, Alaska, and other polar regions experience midnight sun or 24 hours of sunlight. In the Arctic Circle, the sun does not set at all. Again, it comes down to the tilt of the Earth's axis. Summer solstice is celebrated by thousands of pagans across the world. Many gather at Stonehenge, which is believed to have been used as an important religious site by the early Britons some 4,000 years ago. On the summer solstice, the central altar stone at the Stonehenge aligns with the hill stone, the slaughter stone, and the rising sun to the northeast. Meanwhile, Nigeria's National Park Service is improving security of national parks across the country to check the activities of criminal elements operating in the park. Environment correspondent Onange Fineface reports that the National Park Service is introducing canine or dog surveillance to security operations at the parks. The aim is to contain illegal logging, poaching, illegal hunting, and other wildlife and environmental crimes. The dogs will help in detecting and tracking wildlife criminals operating in Nigeria's national park.
Establish a canine unit, acquire dogs, which we have.
Let's now go over to our Ibadan Network Center for more stories on Nationwide.
Come to Ibadan. The dualization of 8.3-kilometer Akobo-Ojunri road axis has been flagged off by Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde. Correspondent Ayomiko Ajibola, who was at the flag-off ceremony, has the details.
The road project, which will cost 9.6 billion naira and which 30% of the total cost has already been paid to the contractor, is expected to be completed in 12 months. Reaffirming the commitment of the administration to the development of the state, Governor Seyi Makinde reiterated his resolve to continue to put critical infrastructures in place to open up the state for economic expansion. Noting that some property will be affected by the project, Governor Makinde assured that affected property owners will be promptly compensated. He also solicited cooperation from residents in the area.
Well, we also remember that we have a responsibility to pay our taxes and levies because this is the main way that government will get money to meet its obligations.
When completed, the road construction will ease movement of goods and services for people in the local government area and will be called Eastern Wiki Road. In Ibadan, Ayomiko Ajibola, NTA News.
In Oyo Oyo State, Adebowale Williams, now Assistant Inspector General of Police, has called on the command to sustain peace and security in the state. Grace Ayoleke reports that the AIG acknowledged the support he received during his stay in Oyo State.
After a year in office as the 44th Commissioner of Police, Oyo State, the command as well as stakeholders laud the leadership of the outgoing Commissioner, Adebowale Williams, stating that his promotion as Assistant Inspector General of Police is well deserved.
Commissioner of Police that almost responds, presenting himself at anything that no crime or crisis.
You deserve it meritoriously. You have served the fatherland to the best.
Urging residents to work with the new commissioner yet to be posted to the command, AIG Adebowale Williams reiterates that peace and tranquility is non-negotiable in the state.
We achieved peace even when it became critical during the election period, because we all worked together. There is no gainsaying the fact that if we can all continue to work together like this, we'll continue to have peace.
In recognition of his efforts at ensuring that there is no breakdown of law and order, especially during the just concluded elections, AIG Adebowale Williams was conferred with the title Walin Zamalapia, an ambassador of peace by the Ariwa community. In Ibadan, Grace Ayoleke, NTA News.
That's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues in Abuja with Ifoma.
Very much. And the Anambra State government says it is targeting to generate at least 160 billion naira economic activities for the people of the state with the distribution of palm seed.
Promised to continue to create jobs for the people of the state through agriculture in order to uplift the citizens from the bondage of poverty, urging the people to embrace agriculture.
We are dedicated to leveraging agriculture as a vehicle for wealth creation and as a catalyst to spark economic and industrial activities within the state.
Biological farming is not just environmentally friendly, it is also economically beneficial to farmers as it reduces the cost of inputs.
Farmers commended the state government on the revolution in the agri sector.
I also thank our able and hard-working governor, Prophet Chukuma Soludo, that make all this thing possible for us to be here today to exchange our farm products so that what others don't have, the other people can borrow it from the other side.
Agriculture is the only way, and human capital development, two of them, is the only thing that will bring us out of this shackle of poverty.
The farming season featured the inspection of farm produce from the 21 council areas of the state and distribution of farm tools to farmers in Oka, Ndemkalo, NTA News.
And the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has trained 400 youths and women in horticultural farming for self-reliance in Taraba State. This is in fulfillment of President Ahmed Tinubu's campaign promises of renewed hope for a better Nigeria. Godwin Inalego reports.
The three-day training, which revolved on horticultural farming, was aimed at equipping farmers on guava, banana, carrot and watermelon production. Farmers equally learned the handling of fruits and vegetables during post-harvest and maximizing their economic values. Participants were urged to take advantage of the startup capital given to them and boost horticultural farming for their good and the family.
What we have done is giving them nets and teaching them how to fish. This is just the beginning. we should expect 21st century revolution on every aspect of our living from President Tinubu. President Tinubu has vast experience, vast knowledge, vast credibility, whatever you can think of.
Beneficiaries pledged to step down the knowledge acquired and justify the investment.
They teach me how to protect my crops from zero level to the final level. But I thank God I received my cash, how to start the business with my little cash.
What she has brought to us is like a life-changing program. We can use this training that has been given to us to sustain ourselves, sustain our families, sustain our community, sustain our state, and even the country at large, especially we women.
And I have learned a lot. And the money I have received today, I'm going to use it to start a small farm beside my house, and I can do cultivate kind of, let's say, vegetable.
Horticultural farming is one of the major income earners of Taraba farmers in Jalingo, Godwin, Inalegu. NTA News.
And our Jos Network Center is next on our lineup on Nationwide, and Felicia is our guide. Good to see you, Felicia.
To Ifoma, welcome to Jos, and from here we begin with security matters. Governor Caleb Mutfwang has appealed to security agencies to intensify their intelligence network in fishing out perpetrators of recent attacks in parts of the state. The governor made the appeal when the Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Zone 4, Rose Amson Musa Haladu, paid him a visit. Grace Akwego-Tip has details.
Following recent security challenges facing some communities in Plateau State, Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 4 comprises Latu, Benue and Nasarawa States. Rosamson Halidu is in Plateau State to assess the situation. Receiving the AIG, Governor Caleb Mutfwang appreciates the force for its commitment to restoring lasting peace in crisis-ridden communities.
I do not have any doubts that the police high command is worried about happenings on the plateau and that we will partner together.
He, however, appealed to the security agencies to do more in curbing the menace, saying his administration believes in the rule of law and will work closely with security agencies for lasting peace. AIG Rose Amson Haledu assures the governor for the force's readiness to collaborate with all stakeholders in finding lasting solution to the attacks.
There's no another police station of which we're supposed to take the security here, doorstep, but at least that one we improve.
The AIG, the Commissioner of Police Petroleum Onyeka, and the Coordinator Operation Rainbow Bashir Makama are expected to review the situation with the affected communities. In Jos, Grace Akwego-Tip, NTA News.
Following other news, the place of peace in any society cannot be downplayed, as it has been proven that no meaningful development takes place in an atmosphere of chaos. It is for this reason that residents of Jos are underscoring the need for peaceful coexistence among the citizens. Caleb Gochin has the reports.
Nigeria, over the years, has had its own share of series of unrests, leading to loss of lives and property. This has been the major setback and concern of well-meaning citizens who have been yearning for a change for the better.
Peace is a source of wealth. Peace is a source of tranquility. Peace is a source of health. Peace is a source of knowledge. Peace is a source of everything.
Our religiousness should, make us to see human beings as human beings and treat them as, people created by God.
As the country goes through another phase in its democratic journey, the call for unity and cordiality is again being emphasized.
We really need to put our heads together as community, as family, because it starts from the family. What you teach in your family, the doctrines you teach your children in the family, it goes out to reach to schools and other things.
Without peace, there can be no development.
Peace is the source of good governance. In fact, peace is everything. That is why without peace, nothing will move.
They expressed optimism that with the peaceful transition witnessed in the recent political dispensation, there is hope for a better Nigeria. They appealed to those bent on destabilizing the polity to desist, embrace peace, and work for the betterment of the country. In Jos, Caleb Gochin, NTA News.
Benin will be our next stop, where Ogochukwuka is standing by with more stories, but after this break.
Our administration will govern you only on your behalf, but never rule over you. We shall consult and dialogue, but never dictate. We shall reach out to all, but never put down a single person for holding views contrary to our own.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. Intelsat 901/332.5 degrees east. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
On the show next week, we look at how the help we gave to our Season 6 participants has touched and changed their lives forever. Zita is a true example that anyone can make a difference. And our new story is all about empowering the youth. The CDA and the community of Sari West in Igomu have a bold and ambitious plan to train and empower the youth.
Touching lives.
We must all join hands to work hard so that we build a country for our grandchildren.
My hope is that we develop as a nation where every citizen is given his due right. There is transparency, honesty, and integrity.
Put the interests of this country first and foremost. Interest of Nigeria is being one nation, one people.
We need, if I mean, to put things right, things that have gone wrong before, to try and put right. For the love of country.
Governor Obaseki says Benin Enterprise Park and other projects are strategic to drive industrial and economic growth in the state. He stated this while speaking on Benin Enterprise Park projects. Elizabeth Omoko reports.
The multi-enterprise park will combine industrial, commercial and residential zones. It will sit on a 997 hectares of land on the outskirts of the Benin-Sapele Road and nestles of major interstate highways. Governor Obaseki says the market-driven government-supported projects will be equipped with a state-of-the-art security and civil infrastructure.
Benin Enterprise Park, in our view,
is one of the crowning jewels for us as an administration. The other key requirement, which is the human capacity, will be built over time, because as a government, we have been investing in education, particularly foundational education. So in another 5-7 years, I can assure you we'll produce the best engineers, the best technicians in this country here.
The project is expected to transform the well-being of the society and the economy through various means. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
People with disability, including victims of domestic violence, no doubt need empathy and not stigmatization to stay healthy and overcome their disabilities. This is why the wife of Edo State Governor Betsy Obaseki visited Tina Okiria, whose husband gunned down over a delayed meal and subsequently had her left hand amputated in the hospital, and cautioned against stigma and discrimination targeted at her. Elizabeth Omoko again has details.
Survivors of gender-based violence are usually being discriminated against, as many of such attacks are not being reported for fear of stigmatization. This has ultimately helped in the increase. Again, those who are afraid of what may be the outcome if they speak out and seek help are also not receiving the quality, confidential medical care they desire for a long-term recovery. This is why wife of the governor paid an unscheduled visit to the victim, Tina Okiria, to support her and also to send warning signals to those who might want to discriminate against her due to her current situation. Wife of the governor also paid all the hospital bills incurred and assured the victim that a prosthetic arm will be procured for her within 3 to 4 months.
If anybody harasses you, any of his family, friends, members or friends or anybody harasses any member of your family or you or your children, you report the matter. You're hearing me? You let us know.
The victim, Tina Okiria, was full of appreciation to the governor's wife for the gesture.
May God continue to bless her and empower her in Jesus' name.
Stakeholders say this show of love and affection by the wife of the governor will go a long way to help the victim cope and thrive with her sudden disability. In Benin, Elizabeth Omoko, NTA News.
And the news continues with Ifoma in Abuja. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ogochukwuka. Nasarawa State government is to take the lead in combating infectious diseases in the north-central zone of the country, given its commitment to full take-off of activities at the State Infectious Diseases and Research Center, Lafia. Governor Abdullahi Sule said this while playing host to the Acting Director General of the center and his team in Lafia. Aliu Tijani reports.
Inaugurated by former Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic in 2021, the center is to serve not just Nasarawa State, but its neighboring states on cases of infectious diseases. Governor Abdullahi Sule appreciates his predecessor, Senator Umaru Tanko Almakura, for the initiative of the center. He said the present administration will ensure the center lives up to expectations. Governor Sule explained that his administration is working towards full utilization of the center as modalities are being worked out to partner relevant agencies and organizations to make the Infectious Disease and Research Center a world-class institute.
So we have very big plans for that center, in line with those who had, the dream to build this particular center, because it's an excellent thing for us. So we need to equip the center and provide the tools to you, and then provide also the manpower.
The Acting Director General, Nasarawa State Infectious Disease and Research Center, Dr. George Dangana, says they are in Government House to wish Governor Abdullahi Sule well as he embarks on his second term in office, and to also appreciate his effort at ensuring the law establishing the research center is passed by the State House of Assembly and assented to.
In terms of excellence, structure, in terms of manpower, and the activities we intend to carry out, I promise you that we will excel just like you do, to meet the aspirations and expectations of the citizens of Nasarawa State.
In Lafia, Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Now, farmers whose farms were attacked by quail birds in Argungu, Kebbi State, are still counting their losses. Abubakar has an update.
4 days, thousands of quail birds stormed these farms to feed on the rice planted in a stretch of over 75,000 hectares of land. It is no doubt a colossal loss to the farmers and the National Food Reserve. The farmers have cried for hope, but none is in sight.
We received no help, no assistance since the beginning of this tragedy, but we are appealing to government to come to our aid. Many farmers have lost everything, and some only salvage what's left of their rice fields. We are still doing our best, but we can't scare the birds away. We are hoping for assistance from the authorities concerned. That's all we can do. The birds are still at large. They are still destroying rice fields. This is where we spend our day guarding our crops. I had lost all my dry season cultivation to these birds. They have destroyed all my rice field by the time I get here, but we are appealing for assistance.
When I get to the farms, I met some of the farmers trying to harvest leftover of the rice. Although this is not the first time the birds are feeding on their farms, the experience this year is beyond them and are still calling for urgent assistance. In Argungu, Abubakar, NTA News.
Concerned stakeholders in Rivers State have sued for sustained efforts in the fight against illegal oil bunkering and urged the authorities to be circumspect and guard against perceived attempts to sabotage the feat recorded. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
The military, alongside NSCDC, has been in the forefront in the ongoing fight against illegal oil bunkering in the Niger Delta region. Here in Rivers State, the activities of illegal oil bunkering have remained a concern to the authorities, residents, and the environment.
This is devastating degradation, and the gas flaring and the hydrocarbon is very detrimental to our health.
Many of the legally refined petroleum products allegedly find their way into the market. This has also raised concern of alleged complicity on the part of some of the stakeholders.
They should desist from such. Criminals are arrested, get them prosecuted, send these products to NNPC, whatever, they know what to do.
With the new service chiefs, observers want a deliberate action that will ensure the supply of illegally refined petroleum products are cut off, while decisive action taken against security personnel or petroleum product marketers aiding the patronage of illegally refined petroleum products in the state. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Nigeria tech ball team braced for African Beach Games in Tunisia. Ayodeji Makinde has this and more on Sports Update.
Team Nigeria to the tech ball event of Africa Beach Games in Hammamet